So every time we get a new piece of official Smash information revealed to us, I like to make a video shortly afterwards, basically just highlighting where speculation, leaks, rumors, all that stuff is after that new piece of information comes out to us. Well, now it's been a month since we had the first character revealed for our second Fighters Pass. Well, kind of revealed. We know the character is coming from the ARMS series. We weren't given too many specific details about which character from ARMS this is going to be, but there's a lot to speculate about. However, before we jump into speculating who our ARMS rep might be, I want to talk about a few more recent things that have happened in the world of Smash speculation, because I know not everybody watches to the end of my videos, and I think some of this more new information, this new news that has come out for potential leaks and potential interesting speculation news, I think people might want to hear it. I don't want to bury it at the end of a video that's just a bunch of ARMS speculation, since we know for sure we are getting an ARMS character. So we just got a new Spirit event revealed to us, and it is for Trials of Mana. Trials of Mana is a Square Enix game, so it's very interesting to see Square still directly involved in Super Smash Bros. Going into this second Fighters Pass. It's very possible Square could get a character or something in this second Fighters Pass, and that may be why they're still involved, still giving spirits to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Obviously, seeing Square still involved in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is exciting for fans who want Square-related characters. My most wanted Super Smash Bros. Ultimate character would be Geno, so obviously this is exciting for me. We still don't have that Geno Mii costume, so this could bode well for Geno. But also for other characters, like Sora or Chrono or something like that. It seems like another Square character could happen because Square is still actively participating in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, given we just got this Trials of Mana Spirit event. Beyond that, though, there's something even more interesting with this. This was actually predicted by a potential leak over on 4chan. So back on January 30th on 4chan, someone anonymously posted, "Go ask your favorite leaker or insider. If their sources are up to date, they will be able to confirm this for you all. There is a League of Legends rep coming to Smash, as some League of Legends games will make it to consoles. There is no name leak. I place my bets on image related though. Two other things I heard that I'm not sure leakers can back up, but go ahead and ask them. Hollow Knight Mii Sword Fighter with Sealed Vessel remix was discussed after Sans outfit success and apparently has green light. Second, Densetsu 3 Spirits, or probably the whole Mana series, this is already planned." And we did just get a Trials of Mana Spirit event, so they were right about the Mana series getting spirits in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The picture they used is Ari from League of Legends, but they did say they don't have a name specifically for the League of Legends rep. That's just who they're betting on. Ari does get a lot of skins and things dedicated to her in League of Legends, so it's a pretty good guess for who they may pick as the rep for Smash if a League of Legends rep did indeed happen. So keep in mind the only thing this one has gotten correct so far, the only reason why this one has any kind of credibility is because they did correctly predict the Trials of Mana Spirit event, so take it with a grain of salt that this one has a lot going for it, really just guessed that, and that is a fairly guessable Spirit event. It's not that outside of the realm of possibility, but the fact they didn't throw a bunch of darts at a board, there aren't like a million things they guessed at, gives this one a bit of credibility. It's definitely worth looking at for now. Over on Game FAQs, Vergiben actually weighed in on this one and said, "As for the League of Legends DLC character and Hollow Knight Mii costume, I'll look into it." Later on, Vergiben wrote, "Thinking about it, Tencent and Nintendo did pair up to release Switch in China and then left some links. That is quite a significant partnership. Tencent owns Riot Games and thus League of Legends. So it is the kind of thing that really wouldn't be that surprising when you think about it with that information in mind. But as I have said, I'll look into it." So we'll have to just sit on this one for now and wait and see if any insiders or leakers or anything like that have heard anything to back this up. I do think a Hollow Knight Mii costume is also pretty likely, so even if we got that, it's very possible this could just be a fake leak and just guess correctly at a couple minor things. But hey, a League of Legends character could happen here, so worth keeping in mind. Over on Twitter, @Dwayne190 wrote, "Good morning, Papa. So apparently when you type in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on the Ubisoft Club app, this pops up. It says, let me get that for you. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate recently announced the final DLC character for its first Fighters Pass, Byleth, from the little-known franchise called Fire Emblem. That's right, another one. But they also announced new Ubisoft-themed Mii Fighter costumes, specifically the Rabbids from Rayman and the OG assassin himself, Altair. Here's hoping Rayman will be part of the next Fighters Pass." While I appreciate the snarkiness about Byleth getting in as our final DLC character for the first Fighters Pass, this one is just sort of mentioning those Mii costumes, as we did get Ubisoft Mii costumes in Smash. Ubisoft is involved in Smash Ultimate, so it's not that crazy that Ubisoft would have something, kind of auto-respond about Smash. But it's pretty interesting that they do specifically mention Rayman as a hopeful contender for Fighter Pass number 2. Even more interesting with this one, over on Twitter, at Rayman for Smash wrote, "The plot thickens. Y'all remember when Ubisoft bot called Sam, their version of Siri, would say it hoped for Rayman to show up in Smash DLC? Well, me and some folks on Discord were trying again, and now it says nothing about it. Looks like Ubisoft removed those too." And then if you look, it has a new response when typing in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC. It now says, "Oh, you're currently playing Super Smash Bros., or maybe you just want to check if I know about it or play it? I mean, I'm a Ubisoft bot, but I still make a point of following gaming news and trying out non-Ubisoft titles. I have a lot of fun trying new things. However, I cannot give news about every single game in the world. There are simply too many to keep track of." So essentially, it now doesn't say anything specific about Rayman being part of the second Fighters Pass. It doesn't say anything about those Mii costumes either. Seems like Ubisoft went and removed it for some reason. This isn't the first time recently that Ubisoft removed something involving Super Smash Bros. Over on Twitter, Rave Sober wrote me, "Apparently yesterday some people got this question. Do you bought a DLC for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? And as far as I know, this particular question seems to have been removed from the survey now. Weird." That odd wording is because it's a translation of a French questionnaire, but they did ask about the Smash Ultimate DLC and wanted to know if people out there got it, and that has now been removed from this survey. Ray Sober went on to write, "Yes, but keep in mind that Smash Bros. Isn't a subject taken lightly by worldwide video game companies. They have huge talks internally where they decide how they can approach Smash Bros. Related things. I find it really strange to them talking about it like this, then deleting it after." And I agree, it's very strange they deleted that off of the survey, and it's also strange that the bot now no longer mentions Rayman specifically for the second Fighters Pass. It does seem like Ubisoft, for whatever reason, did take down some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate related things going on, and hopefully that bodes well for a Ubisoft character in the second Fighters Pass. My hope would be Rayman, and given that we do have some Ubisoft things in Smash, like Mii costumes and stuff, and given that this ARMS rep may actually take away the spirit rule, the fan spirit rule that spirits deconfirm characters, Rayman's a spirit in Smash, maybe we'll see Rayman as a playable character going forward. Okay, so speaking of the possibility that the ARMS rep could get rid of the spirits deconfirming rule, mattering to which ARMS character we get here, let's talk about the ARMS rep. So in the latest Nintendo Mini Direct, we got revealed that the next Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC character will be coming from the ARMS series, however we don't know which character it is. We basically just have this image to go off of, which shows every single playable fighter from ARMS and Biff. For those not familiar with ARMS, Biff is the little guy in the corner there. All this image specifically tells us about the character is that this fighter's arms can extend. Of course, every single character in ARMS has extendable arms, so we don't know who it is. Over on Twitter, Sakurai wrote, "It has been announced that a new fighter of ARMS will participate in Super Smash Bros. SP. Although we received a production request, it is a very difficult task to put together the rules and balance of a great brawl while keeping the ARMS character. Aim for a fighter with unprecedented tactics." Essentially, Sakurai is just saying that putting an ARMS character into Smash is a little difficult to replicate that ARMS feel, and the character will likely be pretty unique and unprecedented. We also did get this image of Fighter Pass Volume 2 with the ARMS logo above the 6th DLC character for the Fighters Passes. And we also got a release date. A fighter from ARMS is coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, available this June. Over on the official Super Smash Bros. Ultimate website, we now see the next DLC character with a coming June 2020 message in the yellow ARMS color. Over on Twitter, at Menrix wrote, "Interesting, why are there only certain fighter logos present in the background? I don't know ARMS that well, but it's strange." And if you look, it is only certain fighters' logos, not all the characters that they showed. At Wizard Gino wrote, "It's possible this is a background they used for an early ARMS Direct/Showcase. These are emblems representing the first 5 revealed characters." My guess is that's likely what happened here. I don't think it's counting out the other characters. I think they just happened to use a background during the early days of ARMS where they didn't have logos for all the characters, and they've just reused that background here. At Ultima Shadow X wrote, "Mark my words, ARMS 2 is coming. There's no reason for them to promote this game now suddenly when the last update was 2017. And that's true, the game has not been updated since 2017, so yeah, it's been a while here since anything ARMS happened, so for Nintendo to push ARMS into Super Smash Bros., it does seem like the series will continue going forward, likely with an ARMS 2 at some point. Also, of course, for anyone following leaks and stuff, Mandy Cana over on Twitter was totally wrong, as they were saying Crash comes directly after the first Challenger Pack, so they are now completely falsified as a leaker. Likely their past predictions of Byleth and other things were just them using the Twitter trick, which is just posting a bunch of predictions and then deleting the fake ones before making your Twitter public and following other people, and then it just looks like you correctly predicted a bunch of things. Okay, so that's all the specific official information we can glean of this next ARMS rep fighter, given what we were shown in that mini direct and what was on like official websites and stuff like that. Now let's jump into some more speculative territory. When talking Smash speculation about a new character, oftentimes I'm asked, did anyone correctly predict this? So let's take a look. Over on Twitter, Nintendo of America actually posted this the night before the Nintendo Mini Direct that announced an ARMS character would be our next Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC. It says, having trouble breaking through Narcissus Prince's defense, block high during this combo, followed with a body blow, and then use a jab to throw him off his game. Play Super Punch-Out and other classic Super NES games now with Nintendo Switch Online. It's just kind of interesting that Nintendo of America actually tweeted out something boxing related right before we got an ARMS character revealed as our next fighter for Smash. I'm not sure if this was a hint exactly or not, but it's pretty interesting to me. There was actually one other place that may have kind of predicted an ARMS character. Quite a while back, I made a video and actually highlighted something that sort of predicted a ARMS rep. Over on Twitter, at Japanese Switch, or JapaneseNintendo.com, wrote, Masahiro Sakurai said he worked on a new unknown fighter for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate today before appearing at the Famitsu Smash Tournament, and the image they used was Springman, the Springman Assist Trophy. In my video, I actually specifically overlaid a message that wrote, Springman just happens to be the image here, not a character hint. And over in the article with that image associated with it, it actually says, please note that the image isn't supposed to infer that Springman will be added to the game. This was also before Byleth got revealed, so it's likely the character Sakurai was working on was Byleth and not the ARMS rep, but it could have been the ARMS rep, and it's really interesting they used the Springman image there. Of all the Assist Trophy characters, of all the possible characters they could have used, they used Springman. Now they're saying that it's not supposed to infer Springman's going to get in the game, or an ARMS character will get in the game, and I even made a note about how I didn't think that image implied an ARMS character as Springman. It's still pretty funny that it's there, and they sort of did predict the next character would be from ARMS, which I don't think almost anyone was predicting. Speaking of Sakurai appearing at that Famitsu event, here's a pretty important tweet from him that got translated by Push Dustin. It says, I am now working remotely. Essentially, I'm supervising the project from a distance. Ultimate is a very high security project, which makes it difficult to take it out and work. However, we have no choice but to do it. Everyone, let's do our best to get through this. So like so many of us right now, Sakurai and his team are working on Smash remotely from home, so the DLC may be delayed a little bit or something because of that. It seems just about everything is delayed a little bit right now, and Sakurai even mentions Smash being a high security thing, so yeah, I mean, this is an unprecedented situation, but Sakurai and his team are going to do their best to get it done from home. Over on my Discord, Warpig wrote, hey, so since this is speculation, does anybody think that they swapped reps around, or was Fighter Pass 6 always going to be ARMS? I think COVID-19 definitely threw a wrench in Sakurai's plans. He even mentioned it in his Famitsu column that they were unable to travel to show presentations for a character they were working on. ARMS is a first-party rep, so I am assuming they wouldn't be too hindered by traveling. And that's a good point. I don't know for sure if the ARMS rep was always supposed to come out as the next fighter, or if they've shuffled things around a bit to accommodate for working from home, but the ARMS rep being a first-party Nintendo character, of course, makes it a little easier than having to travel to other publishers, which Sakurai did mention was a difficulty involving Smash right now. Having to travel to some publisher to show off the fighter, or work with companies that could even be overseas, might be really difficult. So with an ARMS rep like Byleth before them being a first-party character, it's also possible that this pass may have more first-party characters. But even more interesting is that some of the ARMS characters are already in Smash in some form. Springman, the poster boy for the ARMS series, is already an assist trophy in Smash and also has a spirit. So if Springman ended up being our ARMS rep, they would be the first upgraded assist trophy character. I know a lot of people really want that with characters like Waluigi, for instance, so that would be really interesting if it happens. However, personally, given that they showed all the ARMS characters and they're kind of writing this one out longer than usual, I feel like if it just was Springman, they would have said so I'm not personally betting on Springman. One interesting idea if Springman was the playable fighter is that the assist trophy could be replaced by Springtron, a robotic version of Springman, and that would work out pretty well. The idea being when you're playing as Springman, if you were to pick up the assist trophy that would normally spawn him, it would instead spawn Springtron, and that character would just take his place. It would work out well. Whoever our ARMS rep ends up being, I actually think a really cool idea for their reveal trailer would be to do a sequel to the Ken Cinnaror trailer, as that one ended with a lot of characters jumping into the boxing ring, so that would be great to do a sequel to that. Banjo already did a sequel to the King K. Rool reveal trailer, so we could get another sequel trailer with an ARMS rep. Now moving on from Springman, there are other characters from ARMS represented in Smash already. We have Ribbon Girl as a Mii costume, and we also have 5 total characters from ARMS as spirits in the game. Springman, Ribbon Girl, Min Min, Twintelle, and Ninjara. Springman and Min Min are both 3-star spirits. I feel like among those 5 characters, many of them are highly likely to become our playable character, which would defeat the fan spirit rule. Basically, that if a character has a spirit in Smash, it cannot become a playable fighter because it already has something in Smash. If we got one of these 5 fighters, obviously that would destroy that rule. And personally, I'm betting on that happening. But if that rule does apply, if spirits do deconfirm characters, there are some other ARMS characters we could get. If we did not get one of those 5 spirit characters as our playable fighter, my guess would be Max Brass. Max Brass represents the whole ARMS tournament very well, and he's just a character that I think represents the series as a whole really nicely. So if we count out all 5 of those characters, I think Max Brass probably is in the lead. We also talked before about how Nintendo supporting ARMS going forward bodes very well for an ARMS 2 happening, so it is possible that the character might be some brand new character from a sequel to ARMS. The biggest issue with that train of thought being that when they revealed an ARMS character was coming to Smash, they showed the roster of ARMS, and it really makes it seem like one of these characters is going to get picked, or something like that. It doesn't seem like a character outside of this image is all that likely to me. Also, the symbol they used on the Smash Fighters Pass is the ARMS 1 logo, so if they had some sort of ARMS 2 rep in mind, I feel like they'd get that logo in the way that, like, Cloud has the Final Fantasy VII logo and not just Final Fantasy. So yeah, I do believe the character will be from the first ARMS. Continuing to speculate on ARMS characters that aren't already in Smash in some form as spirits, there was this 4chan post from quite a while back. It says, September 12th, new Smash character reveal. Female character, she's not a demanded character and will disappoint and confuse a lot of people. That is all. And then later it says, I'm back. I was going to leave things as messed up as they were, but I simply can't. Your new female rep has a mecha. I told you you will be confused. Now, obviously, this is incorrect. We got Terry and then Byleth and now an ARMS rep. However, there is one ARMS rep that actually kind of fits this. Now, I do think this 4chan post is likely totally fake and very outdated, but it does fit very well for Mechanica. If she was the character, she would fit what that post said perfectly. It's a female character, not very highly demanded, and they have a mecha. I don't personally think she's all that likely to be our ARMS rep, and I also don't think this 4chan post is legit. However, I will say we have had people have legitimate information and have the timing off or the character order off. So, having something and thinking like, okay, I know about this character and they'll probably come next. It has happened in the past where that character doesn't happen next, but it was legitimate information. That character was coming to Smash. So I will say that about this one. If, we did get Mechanica, this one was likely real in the end, I would say, but I don't think that's how this is going to happen. I think this 4chan post was probably fake, and I don't think Mechanica is coming to Smash. Now, another interesting idea for the ARMS rep would be getting a character that's sort of a mix-mash of multiple ARMS characters. That might be why we didn't get a specific character revealed to us. We could get something like Springman with a Ribbon Girl alt, some sort of like Bowser Jr. or Hero situation where the character has a bunch of alt costumes for different characters. That's a possibility and might be why they showed the whole ARMS roster instead of showing a specific character. The problem with this, of course, is that the ARMS characters are all very unique, and if you just made them a bunch of palette swaps of one another, they really wouldn't feel like that specific character. You could maybe do this for like Springman and Ribbon Girl, arguably, but it would be really tough to do this for a bunch of characters in the way Bowser Jr. works with all the Koopalings in the Clown Car. Of course, another possibility would be getting a ARMS rep and an Echo Fighter of them. Maybe we'll get more than one rep here. We do get Mii costumes as something separate you can buy for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as DLC. It would be really cool if going forward with the second pass, we start getting Echoes. And these Echoes maybe don't have to, coincide with the character. Like we don't have to get Springman as the playable character and Ribbon Girl as the Echo or something like that. Maybe we would for the first one here, but maybe going forward we just get some character and then some Echoes to buy. Again, in the same way, the Mii costumes don't always relate to the character we just got. I would love to get some more Echoes in the game. I always thought Echoes was kind of an underutilized thing they added here, and I would love to see that going forward. It would get in a lot of characters, or potentially could get in a lot of characters people want, but likely probably won't get in as a whole playable character as one of the Fighter Pass characters. Someone like Dixie Kong or Impa, first-party Nintendo characters that could easily be Echoes of other characters we already have, could get in, but they wouldn't have to come with like music and a stage and everything like that. So I think Echoes going forward would be awesome, and if the reason they didn't show us who the ARMS rep is was because they're going to show up with an Echo Fighter, and that's going to, reveal Echoes going forward, I think that would be amazing. So kind of a high hope there, but that would be really cool in my opinion. Alright, so we talked about characters that aren't already represented in some way in Smash from ARMS, and we also talked about having some sort of multi-character and multiple in one character happening here, which are possibilities. However, I actually think we're going to get a specific ARMS character. I think we're going to get only one, but I'm not totally sure who I think that is. I have a front runner, but I'm torn between a couple characters. Again, I think each ARMS character is so unique that to truly represent them correctly in Smash means that we'd have to get only one and their playstyle has to shine through. A while back, I mentioned this post from 4chan. It says, the next Smash character might be based on Bayonetta. The codename of Hero was found in the game files before his announcement, with the info that he was going to get a metallic sound, like the Shield of Link. Could also be based on Mii Sword Fighter that had a bug that could corrupt your save. Banjo's base, Duck Hunt, had a bug that could corrupt your save before his announcement. Nothing for Terry found in the game, or we missed it. Simon and Richter had a new visual glitch introduced in 6.0, while charging their F smash, but had no balance change at all. Byleth is likely based on them with the whip. The visual glitch has been fixed in 7.0 without explanations. And now Bayonetta has a visual glitch introduced in 7.0, when she only had her shield size increased, and then there's a link to that glitch. Now the question is, who could be based on Bayonetta? Now, I say this every time I bring up this sort of thing. I'm no expert in data mine info or code for the game and stuff like that, but we have had some past instances where something strange happens with a character, and then the playable character we get next or shortly down the line seems to suggest that the character we just had a glitch with may have been being used as a base for that fighter. We do know sometimes characters are used as bases to create future characters. Most recently, Simon and Richter had a glitch and had no reason to have one. There was no reason to go into the game and tweak them as they didn't get any updates. They had a visual glitch, and the next character we got was Byleth, and Byleth has a whip sword very similar to Simon and Richter's whip. So it does seem like they were working on those characters to take that ability, that whip idea, and put it into the Byleth character. So they were probably working on them to build Byleth, and that's why they glitched. There's no reason for the character to glitch unless they change something about them. And most recently, we've had a glitch with Bayonetta, yet her only change was to a shield size, which doesn't mean that they should have any kind of visual error with her. There was no reason to go into her code and update anything unless they're using her to pull something for the next character. And we know the next character is from ARMS. So which ARMS character could Bayonetta be a base for? Well, let's look specifically at that glitch. Discovered a glitch with Bayo. If you're hit, then immediately smash attack the first opponent you have, Bayonetta's outfit doesn't disappear. This lasts until you lose a stock, and it looks really messy. Any character can do this to Bayo, by the way, not just Dittos. So when you smash attack as Bayonetta, normally her costume changes. She kind of loses some of her costume that's part of Bayonetta's character, and it does that like giant fist or giant heel attack. Now, obviously, with an ARMS character coming next, it's very possible they were using Bayonetta as a base simply because she has a giant fist smash attack, and almost any ARMS rep we get will probably have a giant fist smash attack. So anything further might not really mean anything. Just about any ARMS character we get could fit for that alone, but let's dig a little deeper on who Bayonetta could be a base for. The character I think she fits best for, if we look at Bayonetta on the surface level, is Twintelle. Twintelle has a time-stopping ability, and also Twintelle attacks with her hair, something Bayonetta is known for, though it's only really thematic and not exactly something that you'd need Bayonetta as a base to implement. Twintelle's time freeze, however, is of course very similar to Witch Time and would work perfectly if they were using Bayonetta as a base to build Twintelle. Twintelle, of course, also has some other things going for her. For one, she's a very popular character, but also she has normal arms. She has both her arms in her hair, and then she also has normal arms. And this might be really useful from a developmental standpoint of building a Smash character. Twintelle would have no issue, say, holding items or grabbing the opponent with her normal arms while still having, say, special attacks with her hair arms. This would work really well. It wouldn't be something like where you grab, say, the beam sword with one of the other ARMS characters, and then they shoot the arm across the stage and then have to try to use the beam sword. It might get kind of messy or sort of break the game, but Twintelle, having normal arms, could still hold items like any other character while also having the arms attacks. It just works really well, again, from like developmenting the character. If you look at it that way, I think Twintelle fits pretty well. Also, if you think about an ARMS Kirby hat, it's a little tough to picture Kirby with any kind of ARMS mechanics, and almost certainly he would get some sort of ARMS-based move if he copied the standard special of an ARMS character, but you'd have to actually physically change Kirby's arms. However, with Twintelle, he'd get the hair hat, and he'd have arms and be able to do it. It works really well for a Kirby hat. And finally, Twintelle being a darker-skinned female character would add some much-needed diversity to the Smash roster. While I don't think they're choosing characters based on diversity, it might be a factor here. One counterpoint I hear a lot against Twintelle is that in that image it said this fighter's arms can extend and Twintelle's hair extends. However, I really think that's semantics and reading too much into the specifics of the language that was used, into the terminology of arms. Her hair is her arms in the ARMS universe, so I don't think that prevents her from being the character whatsoever. However, Twintelle is only my second place choice. I actually think another ARMS character is even more likely, and that character is Min Min. Min Min is the other 3-star spirit in Smash other than Springman, and Min Min is also a favorite of the developers of ARMS. She also won the Party Crash Bash and got some new official artwork showcasing that win, which was officially run by Nintendo. Could the Party Crash Bash have been a way to choose which character gets in Smash all along? It's possible. Splatoon did something similar where actual choices by the fans affected what happened in Splatoon 2. So maybe the Party Crash Bash was always a way of choosing which character would end up being our ARMS Smash rep. Even the language that was used in the Party Crash Bash suggests a Smash character. It says, once the dust settles, one character from ARMS game will be crowned Ultimate Champion. Who will it be? And of course, we have Smash being called Smash Ultimate in the West. Min Min also uses kicks, so once again, I think she's one of those characters that's a little easier to implement from a developer standpoint. If you're using the ARMS specials and the arms are like shot across the stage, you could still kick with Min Min while letting her keep that feeling of playing ARMS, while also keeping her able to use normals while her arms are on the other side of the stage and have her work well as a Smash character. I know we have characters like Little Mac who don't kick or anything, so it's not like a Smash character has to kick, but the fact that Min Min both uses her arms and kicks gives her, I think, a wide range of moves for a well-rounded Smash character. However, my main reason for thinking it's Min Min actually goes back to that Bayonetta visual glitch. While on the surface level, Bayonetta reminds me the most of Twintelle and has like that time freezing ability, let's look at what her glitch specifically did. The problem was that when she does her smash attack, her outfit doesn't disappear, so visually her character was supposed to transform in some way, but doesn't. Well, Min Min would be a character that when they attack might visually transform their costume a bit. Having her left arm turn into the dragon arm would make a lot of sense for her character to have as part of her moveset, and it would make sense with this Bayonetta visual glitch. When Min Min's attacking, she would have a change to her outfit, turning her arm into the dragon arm, and the only character we have on the roster who changes in that way when they attack is Bayonetta. So it's possible they were using her because Bayonetta, of course, has the big fist attacks, and also because she has a costume change ability to her that would work well for Min Min. Since the glitch doesn't have anything to do with like Bayonetta stopping time or anything like that, really anything that fits Twintelle beyond being a large fist attack for Bayonetta's smash attack, I think having her costume change actually points more to Min Min being the character that they're working on, basing off of Bayonetta. Over on Twitter, at HighSpeedSneakersRow, I've compiled a quick list detailing all the keynotes Milkbo-Satsu used to describe the unknown fighter. If you remember the Milkbo-Satsu leak, it had this. This fighter is a lady. She uses a throwing, flying hammer boomerang-shaped weapon. She wears Japanese clothes, looks like she's from a fighting game. They go on to say, hindsight makes it easy to say the game she's from is ARMS, and the character that fits the description is Min Min. The Milkbo-Satsu leak was a while back. I think it was before Terry because we were guessing at Nakaruru because of it. I honestly think the Milkbo-Satsu leak was just totally phony, but it is interesting. It could potentially fit for Min Min. However, I am kind of leaning away from that being a real leak, but I wanted to highlight it here anyway. And I still think Min Min is likely our ARMS rep. She's my number one most likely in my opinion. Of course, if we did get Min Min, that would end the spirit deconfirming rule. We would have a character that was once a spirit and would then become a playable fighter, so going forward we could get more characters like this. We could get characters like Bandana D, or Dixie Kong, or Rayman, characters that are stuck as spirits right now, but they could potentially get upgraded. I'd really like to see some assist trophies upgraded, but if we did get one of these spirit characters and we didn't get Springman, it would seem to suggest that assist trophies do deconfirm. I don't know, of course, that's for sure. It would be another fan rule, but I could see a lot of people talking about that going forward because there'd be the whole argument of, well, why didn't they just upgrade Springman? Instead, they chose someone else, and if it was a spirit character, of course, then we would think spirits don't deconfirm, but assist trophies might. So that could be bad news for Waluigi fans. Personally, I don't exactly believe that. I think just about any characters in the running right now, but I could see a lot of people talking about that if we don't get Springman. We do know it is possible to change things involving spirits in the game, as this has already happened with the Cuphead spirit. When you fight the Cuphead spirit without downloading the Cuphead Mii costume, you fight Mega Man. However, if you have the Cuphead Mii costume, it's actually changed to Mii Gunner, and you fight the Cuphead Mii costume. So we know that the code for spirits and spirit events can actually be updated when a new character comes through. So just because there's a Min Min or Twintelle or whoever spirit in the game right now, that fight that you have with them could be changed, could be tweaked. If you have the DLC character, you could then actually fight the correct playable character. So it is something that can be changed. It's already been changed with Cuphead once. The other interesting thing with getting an ARMS character here is that I think it bodes pretty well for Rex's chances of becoming a upgraded playable character. We got a Rex Mii costume in the first Fighter's Pass, and Sakurai talked about how Xenoblade 2 was just a little too late in development for him to add Rex as a playable fighter, but now that we have him kind of retconning what he did with ARMS in the base game, as he has more time now, I could totally see Sakurai going back to Xenoblade 2 and giving us Rex as a playable character as part of the second Fighter's Pass. It's possible. The biggest hurdle with it is that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has a lot of music in Smash already, whereas ARMS did not. So that may kind of prevent adding more Xenoblade 2 stuff. I think there's enough music. I think there's a potential for a stage, all sorts of stuff. A full character could definitely happen, in my opinion. But whether or not Sakurai thinks that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was represented enough, whereas ARMS was not, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Alright, well that's everything I wanted to talk about in my After ARMS leaks and rumors and whatnot speculation video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry this one took me a while. I've been working from home and I've just been actually pretty swamped with work despite being home all the time. So if you guys have any thoughts or comments about any of the stuff I talked about in this one, leave a comment below. I'd love to know who people think the ARMS rep is going to be. So once again, thank you guys for all the subscribes, all the likes. It really helps out the channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so, or like the video, or leave a comment, whatever you want. Until next time, have a good one.